Still on section A2, and on day 2 we're going to be focusing a bit more on radicals. So you can see our learning targets, we're going to be doing a lot today. The first step is to convert between radical and exponential form. Now remember, exponential form is an exponent or a power. So some of you may be thinking, how do we get from a radical to an exponent? Well, one way to think about it is that the radical is a rational exponent. So we're not raising 6 to an integer power, it's not 6 squared or 6 cubed, it's 6 to the 1/2 power. So for part B, when we're converting this to rational form, and again, we're looking over here, we've got our steps. So determine the index of the radical. So jumping back to part A, the index is whatever number is sitting right there. And again, when there's no number, it's a square root, or the index is 2. Create a rational exponent. The way that you do that is you take the 2, it becomes the denominator. If there were a power on 6, or there is, it's a power of 1, that's the numerator. So looking at B, we have a power right here. So that will be the numerator of our rational exponent. So we have 3xy to the 5 over, the index is 4, that becomes the denominator of our rational exponent. So 3xy to the 5/4 power. Last example on this slide, this time the powers are separate on each of the variables. So we're going to look at this separately. And I'm going to take care of that negative last. So we've got x to the 9 over 6 power times y to the 3 over 6 power. And when we multiply by a negative, we can just have that as our coefficient. Now, of course, we always simplify if possible. Well, both 9/6 and 3/6 can be simplified. So we've got dividing by 3, 3 over 2, and again dividing by 3, 1/2. Now we're going to look at converting the other way from exponential to radical form. So again, the numerator is the power, the denominator is the root. So this becomes x to the -4th power, and it's under a cube root. Now when we simplify with no negative exponents, so I'm going to flip this as 1 over x to the 4th power, still under a cube root. The next one, the y and the z both have denominators of 4 in their powers. The 2 does not have a power, so the 2 will not be going under the radical. So we've got 2 on the outside. The denominators are both 4, so I have a 4th root. Y is cubed, or the numerator of that power is 3, and it's z to the 1st power, or just z. Last one, we again have the 5th root, because 5 is the denominator of the exponent, and we have -32 to the -4th power, because -4 was our numerator. Again, no negative exponents, so I'm going to flip this -32 to the denominator. And actually, as I simplify this, what happens when you raise a negative number to an even power? Once I move it to the denominator, I'm going to have -32 to the 4th power. If you multiply a negative times itself 4 times, it becomes positive. So I'm going to simplify even further by dropping the negative on the 32. It becomes 1 over 32 to the 4th power, with the 5th root of all of that.